Hi Sagittarius, it's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with a reading. Today we have another cool tarot reading for you guys. We do. And we hope you guys are well. And this is going to be for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Anybody who resonates, because they're general readings. If you would like your own, check out the description box below. And I will go briefly over my services after I present the oracle spread, right? Which is next, right? Which is coming up here. Let's see what we got. And from this deck here, the Enchanted Map deck, we have Wishing Well. All right, so not the wishing well where, you know, we wish you well. We do all the time, right? But that means somebody has a wish, of course. And interesting, she's looking at this. It's not really a wishing well, but she's looking at this kind of a tree stone or a tree stump, or you can't tell what it is exactly, but there's a dove there, very cool, and there's this mask that is rising up. It's almost like a gold mask, and she's not wearing it, but it's in this card is implying that somebody didn't even know who their wish was. It took them a long time to figure that out. You could be saying, what? How ridiculous. Well, trust me, it happens more often than you think. We have follow the leader, and that wanted to be in the reverse. So what this means is that somebody was following the wrong leader, the wrong mindset, the wrong perspective, or maybe going along with the crowd or who somebody wanted them to be with. But it looks like somebody didn't know themselves, right? She's like, oh, look at the mask rising up above here. Somebody didn't even know who their wish was, okay? And that, you know, when I throw that word even in there, it kind of sounds a little not so nice maybe, but it's like, gee, do you know now? Yeah, this could be your person, Sagittarius, right? But people grow and change, so that's why that happens, right? We hope they do. And in this case, somebody has grown because they understand now who their wish was. They do, and you know, I don't know why they couldn't see it, right? And they might not have had mature personal agency, because follow the leader in the reverse is that. Yeah, it is. So let's get into this and let's see what else we have, Sagittarius, for you guys. And yeah, with the follow the leader in the reverse, it was creating instability that somebody didn't know what they wanted. They didn't know who their wish was here. Can you believe that? Yeah. We have the alchemist artist. Oh, the alchemical artist. It's a completion. That's an interesting card. And the alchemical artist can talk about somebody who, you know, kind of figures their things out intuitively with alchemy. And, you know, that's really what that is. Their problems are figured out, or, you know, resolved with spirituality and intuition. That's what that's about. Let's see what else we have. And there's 4 moons here, or 4 suns, sorry you guys, and that means there's 4 seasons, right? In the you know, there is, you know, in the world, kind of, right? But with these 4 seasons, the moon is underneath them. So these are excuse me, these are cycles that end and they change. And somebody realizes here that a cycle doesn't serve them anymore. It's like it's done, it served its purpose, and I have to move away from it. That's how that is, right? You can't stay in the 6th grade for 3 years, all right? When it's done, it's done. And we have your greatest joy pollinates the world. All right, very cool. And this talks about when somebody like reaches for what they want, this wish, it means that their joy basically is like contagious. And it means that they kind of help other people even. Yeah, they help other people kind of grow because of their own joy and their own kind of like maturity or understanding what they want now. And the reason there's joy is because of that understanding, right? We'll get another card. And we have the card of the Phoenix rises into joyful abundance. Look at all this joy here, right? I just can't contain myself, Sagittarius, right? Right, that's what they used to say, right? When I was, I don't know, when I got maybe to the 6th grade, I don't remember, but no, maybe more like the 10th, right? Can't keep quiet. We have fantasy. We have justice. And Audra Lord is about anger. It's about also severing something, right? Like ending, severing, cutting it away, cutting it off. Fantasy is about fantasizing about somebody. Yeah, it is. And so maybe somebody thought it was just fantasy with you. That could be it too. Or they were merely fantasizing about you at one point. And we have the lore. The lore is can be about somebody from the past, right? The chicken. That's what the chicken is, right? Yeah, so let's get into this, see what we got. And Sagittarius, if you want to get a psychic reading with me, I always check for accuracies. I do, for sure, and they are. And yeah, I've got a lot of fun readings. I have past life readings, and those help you to feel much more empowered. Yeah, they do, because they help you release karma that you didn't know you were carrying. And I know this to be true because everybody has a south node in their natal chart, and that is your past lives. Yeah. That's why in astrology, when you're studying when you get your chart, those are the qualities you're supposed to leave behind or learn from your past lives. And many of us are still learning that lesson that we needed to in another life. So in this life, a lot of us are still learning the lesson we didn't complete, right? It's almost like you didn't finish it in 5th grade, right? Now you're still working at it to, like that. Even though you might be in the next grade or a next life, and that's how that works. So let's see what we got, Sagittarius. I also, the tarot readings too, and the psychic readings and the tarot, there's plenty of, there's options if you want to do a live call or just a video, or I can even record it, but the live calls are a lot of fun. And Mystic Sense has a free 5-minute psychic reading. Just check out the description box that is below. The Death card sits at the bottom of the deck here now, and this is transformation, right? When we know, we have somebody here who is rising up, the phoenix rises, then we know we have a transformation and a rebirth, most likely, right? Yeah, let's see what we have. And I'm just kind of shuffling these here a lot. Knight of Pentacles, 3 of Wands reversed, the Devil, the 2 of Swords, 6 of Wands. So let's cover the Devil, because in this deck, not really him. He's actually kind of covered, right? But he has a couple here that's chained, and they are naked, right? And they just can't, cut him off. They just can't move on, right? They're chained, and it could be about a few things, right? Depending on this reading. And I feel like the Devil in this reading could have been somebody who was afraid to really look at what they really wanted or accept it, right? And that's another thing. People lie to themselves day and night. It's like as a coping mechanism sometimes, right? Like I can't admit to myself that I don't want to work at this job, or I don't want to be I don't know, married to Kenny or whoever. You guys, I don't know any Kennys. I'm only using that. You know what I mean? I can't really face the truth. And the Devil can be there because of that. In this reading, somebody was wishing you were their wish, but I don't feel like they knew it, or they were just too afraid to step up. It's either one. Meanwhile, they were fantasizing about you. And this anger card, that, I'm not sure who was angry, but if you continue to lie to yourself and repress your feelings, suppress your feelings, then, you could be angry at yourself after a while, time goes by. Definitely, right? Rebirth, we have the Tower, Sagittarius, and now we have the 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, and the Empress card. So, this 9 of Pentacles sits in the environment, and, this is a card of, it can be a card of somebody who really likes themselves. In other words, they go after what they want. This is self-love. She's taking self-preservation, believing in yourself and your values, like you know what you want, and you're going to stick to your guns to get it. You're not going to settle, right? Yeah, and, she's kind of depicted as a single woman. So, you don't want to be overly picky, but this is a card of choosing by values. Maybe, sometimes having money. Sometimes it is a card of being single. If somebody was partnered, it can be. But it is definitely self-sufficient. And it is of high self-esteem, because the Pentacles mean self-esteem, not just money. See, when I say values, self-esteem is the most important commodity you could, do or get for yourself, right? Yeah, you can't buy it, though. No, you can't, right? But you can, you can study wisdom and, things like that. So, you might have to spend a little bit of money on, self-help and stuff like that, which is always worth the money. Good God, yes, right? Little cassettes or CDs or, whatever, audio, whatever. Or visual, right? So Knight of Pentacles, Three of Wands, they're both reversed. It could be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn who's kind of, just who did all this. Yeah, who let their wish, just get away from them. Or didn't even reach for you, Sagittarius. Either one. Now, this Three of Wands with it in the reverse, this can be like somebody turned their back on somebody. It could be something ends. It could be I feel really bad because I didn't see my future. The Three of Wands is a futuristic card. I don't mean sci-fi, no, right? Which is just real today, right? It really is. But Three of Wands reversed this is a future card. In the reverse with this Knight reversed, it could be that somebody didn't see really where their future was. Where they wanted to be. They couldn't see it because they didn't even know what they wanted. They didn't know you were their wish. So we have the Two of Swords coming into play here. It's reversed. This is also, well, I'm putting my swords down and I'm just going to live happy here. I'm not going to sit here and suppress my feelings anymore. And, maybe somebody was in a woe is me place here, right? I was just, listening to Nietzsche, the German I guess a philosopher. I don't know what he wanted, people to call him, or, he could have been an educator, a teacher. I'm not sure. But long story short, he's been dead a long time. He was, he's saying, he was talking about victim mode, right? When people feel sorry for themselves. And, they were saying how he didn't like that, right? Yeah, I don't blame him, because he was talking about, good psychology, like, seeing things for what they are, and just making the right choices, and just looking at life with the right perspective, really. But and it was also about understanding people big time, right? Which is so that's what this reading's about, though. It's about understanding somebody big time, or they finally understand themselves. I think it's both. But understanding yourself first, that's the most important, right? Yeah, not the teacher, not even your parents, none of that, especially as, we're grown. But most important things, you understand yourself, right? Hierophant reversed, OMG. And let me close this window. You guys are doing chemicals here on the roof. Let me close this. Oh, God, sorry about that. So, yeah, the Hierophant's reversed in this reading, too. This can be like I was married to somebody and I just got to let it go. Somebody here made a really wrong turn in their life, made the wrong decision about somebody, because this card is about the future, and the Hierophant can be about a marriage. It can also be about, I feel like somebody might have left a marriage, because we have this Nine of Pentacles over here, the single type of card. But it can also mean, boy, I just put my faith in I couldn't believe in myself, or I didn't believe in maybe you, Sagittarius, that you were maybe, I don't know if the word's good enough. I don't think that's the word, but I feel like this person probably judged you. And yeah, it just looks like somebody made a wrong decision and they're like, oh shit, why did I do that? And I don't know the timeline on this. I mean, they could have picked, somebody 5 years ago. The timeline is not clear here, but it doesn't look like it was just recent. It looks like somebody, this person made a big wrong turn in their life, and now they're back on track and coming full force, because we start with the wishing well. And the bottom of the deck here is the Eight of Cups reversed. Can be like, I'm returning to you. So here's the Six of Wands. God, it's horrible, the chemical in here. Six of Wands, you guys. And that is, about victory. It sits in the past, but it's also recognizing. Remember, I always point out that sixes are recognizing, right? It is. It's like a point in your, point in time where you, in order to get to the 10, and, eventually the World card in the tarot deck, you realize something on your path about your life. And you either you realize things, right? Like, I need to do this, or Or, or I've been lagging too long. I want to be a lawyer. And look, 5 years have passed. I haven't done anything to be one. It's stuff like that. But there's a major recognition, a life recognition in this reading. Now we have, coming in the near future, the Eight of Wands. This is change, right? Big time progress. Could be communication. Yeah, that is change, progress, and forward movement. And judgment sits in the advice. This is also how you're being affected, Sagittarius. So if you're being affected here with judgment, maybe they judged you, as I said. But in this reading, we know that judgment means rebirth, right? It does. It also means an awakening. We have the alchemical artist. You can't be an alchemist if you are not awakened. You just can't do it. It's like you can't be, the cheerleader coach if you are never a cheerleader. How's that going to work, right? Yeah, you'll be telling all the girls, and in the class, hey, blah, do this, and they'll be like, what? Even though that goes on, it goes on. I'm telling you, it goes on. People teach, and all they know is research. They've never actually done the job, which is ridiculoso, but it does happen, right? And I'm not the one who, of course, who decides on that stuff, right? Judgment. In the advice, make a decision, rebirth. That's what the advice is in this reading for somebody here, right? It's also the advice where, this is the advice as to what's going on here, not necessarily what to do, but right? So this is somebody who, the advice in generally is that somebody awakened, or that they need to wake up. They needed to. It's interesting about the Nine of Pentacles, it's a completion. So when you start to get these cards that are 9 and 10, you better be awake, basically. Like mature or awake, or, yeah, right? Something like in that way, right? So judgment, too, can be forgiveness. This could be, kind of your advice, Sagittarius, where this person may want forgiveness. They could. Because for me, it's in this reading, it's like, wow, I didn't see how important you were. Wow. Sorry, what a big dummy I am, right? Yeah. So, don't call them names, Sagittarius, when they show up, all right? Just kidding. I know you wouldn't do that, but I'm just teasing, right? But judgment, let's get another card on judgment. And this is how you're being affected. So maybe they were judging you, but this could be they've made this major decision. I feel like this person has awakened about you and their life. That's what I feel, because this is about the future. Three of Wands reversed, the Devil's here. And the Hierophant's reversed down here. It does really look like that. And now we have the King of Wands. That's probably you or another fire sign here. But this can be like, I need to live my life my way. Right? Did you guys ever hear the song by Frank Sinatra, My Way? If you're old, you've heard it. If you're younger, you'd be, who's that? Right? But he, and did it my way. And he says, I only have a few regrets. Because, I lived my life on my terms. And even when things were tough, I wasn't going to give up on myself about what I wanted. And he's really talking about his singing career. He's probably talking about his love life too. I'm sure he is in some way. So, yeah. And let me just shut this, you guys, and get the other one here from this. Oh, they could have warned me, right? Hey, we're going to use this terrible chemical out here. All right, so let's look at the environment where we see the Nine of Pentacles, and this is how you're affecting them. Maybe you cause them to be single. Maybe you cause them to grow up, right? Could be, because remember I said the Nine of Pentacles is a card that describes both, right? It is about somebody who has it together, though, for sure. And they live by their values. They do. So let's see. We have the Three of Pentacles reversed. You could have made them get a divorce here. Because this is a card, Three of Pentacles, a card of working together, collaboration. It's reversed, and we have a single card with it. You could also, they could add a girlfriend, though, or a boyfriend, or, a partner. It doesn't always have to be marriage, but, or you could have just caused them to grow up here. Maybe because you broke up with them, too. Three of Pentacles reversed. Sometimes that could be a breakup. right? And this is in the environment. So if this person was in a relationship, they're probably not now. 9 of Pentacles in the environment, right? This is the psychological environment, right? Yeah. So, which can be a physical one as well. It can be 4 of Pentacles, hopes and fears. We have it with the Knight of Wands. This person is taking action. Look at that. Hopes and fears. Here they are coming to talk to you. Page of Cups. They're taking action. Knight of Wands is probably you, to hold on to you. This is what they want to tell you right here. Glad I pulled this other card here. 2 other cards, right? In the potential outcome is the Empress Sagittarius. Let's get a card on her. She always looks like she's, I don't know, Greek, blonde, Greek lady or something like that, right? Okay, right on, right? Pretty lady. Empress, Queen of Pentacles reversed. They could be this Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, because here's the Knight of Pentacles reversed. This person probably afraid to talk to you. Probably. Because they could be coming out of the woodworks. You might have forgot all about them. It's a possibility here. I don't have a timeline, as I have said, right? Now, let's get another card. You are their Empress, and 9 of Swords. See, they're worried. I said that. There you go. 8 of Cups reversed. This person wants to come back to you. Yeah, we're going to end this reading, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to get a reading with me, check out the description box below. They are a lot of fun. Lots of different versions. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the little bell in order to receive all my notifications. If you guys want to get it really helps me when you like, share, and subscribe so I can keep these coming. And yeah, if you want to get a past life reading, those are super powerful. They can really help you grow in this life. They can. Thank you so much, guys.